Barry Switzer had won a title, but his coaching philosophy compared to Jimmy Johnson's could not have been more different.
Barry wanted to believe that at this level, that everybody was a man.
I don't have a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old boys that I have to shape and mold and do things like that. You're men, so I'm going to trust you to do the right thing. Well, we had a couple guys that you probably shouldn't give that much trust to.
The classic story during that whole time, we're in Cowboys training camp. The night before, Michael Irvin had led a whole group of guys out on the town, and they all came in like at 6 in the morning. And they were all hungover. And you could see it. Everybody was half sick and kind of moping around. And Switzer walks up to Aikman and says, "What do you want me to do, cut Michael Irvin?" And Aikman looks at him and says, "No, you don't cut Michael Irvin, but you cut that guy, and that guy, and you make everybody run until they throw up in the grass." And Switzer says, "Well, I'm not going to do that." About 10 minutes in, he blows his whistle and says, "Boys, you're not really into it today. Let's call it a day." And Aikman was livid.
Troy, I'll never forget one time he said, "We need some harder, more physical practices." Now, Barry winked and said, "You know, the only one I've ever heard say that's a quarterback."
What I found was that the Barry Switzer that I played for at Oklahoma was not the Barry Switzer that I played for with the Dallas Cowboys. At Oklahoma, there was a great deal of pressure on him when I got there in 1984. So I played for a guy that was very intense. I said, "Coach, let me ask you," I said, "if you look back, when you were 30 years old coaching at Oklahoma, I mean, I bet you worked your tail off. And I bet now you didn't go about it the same way." And he agreed. He said, "There's no question." I said, "Well, I'm that 30-year-old guy now. I'm not winding down the years and saying, okay, well, I'm only going to coach another year or two. You know, I didn't even expect to get this job. You know, this is important to me."
I think Troy didn't like the way my style versus Jimmy's style. I knew that. That's not going to happen because I'm not Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson couldn't coach my way either.
Am I happy with my relationship with Aikman? As I've told you before, you know, I don't know where Chuck Noll had a great relationship with Terry Bradshaw or not. It wasn't important. They won 4 Super Bowls, right? That's the bottom line. I'm not going to drink RC Colas and double date and, you know, with them. We're not going to do those things. I mean, it's not part of the game. It's not important.
When Jimmy was the head coach, it was a good cop, bad cop type relationship.
Hold on that damn football! God dog it!
He'd rip into guys, and guys are upset and frustrated, and I'd say, hey, just let it go. Let it go. Hey, don't worry about him. Let's just go practice. But deep down, I agreed with everything that he said. And then after he left, there was nobody that was doing that. It was very difficult then to always be the bad guy.
Pack! You got packed. 136 pack. You know the play? Yeah. Guys, we're junior high. That's junior high. That's so damn pitiful it ain't even funny. Let's go. You know, we're not good enough. We're not as good as we used to be, you know, continually overcome that. You know, we can't have negative plays.
I remember a time I was hurt. Troy came to me and said, I need you to practice. I just need you out there.
16.
Practices are different without you being out there. I need you out there driving the guys. He said, it's just a difference. And that was the first time I really felt like I feel the pressure. I feel that he feels he has to do the things that Jimmy used to do to keep everybody there. And I'm sure that took a lot of the fun out of it for him.
As great as the first part of my career was, the back half of my career was every bit as frustrating. Once Jimmy left, I felt like we were kind of hanging on. We weren't as good in '94 as we had been in '93. In '95, we won the Super Bowl, but we weren't as good of a football team in '95 as we had been in '94. And it continued.
In the 1996 playoffs, the mighty Cowboys were taken down by a second-year expansion team. In '97, they hit bottom. Aikman felt it coming. In preseason,
Hey guys, that's a embarrassment out there. That's a damn embarrassment. We can't block anybody up the now we're hugging the ball early. Junior League. Somebody's got to get their attention, and I'll tell you, Jack, I am tired of being a guy who's got to run down everybody's damn throat all the time. Why don't we have a coach that gets over there and does something about it? Instead, we want to go over and pat everybody on the ass, and they haven't done a job all night. Guys out there off, and nobody says anything about it. We got a head coach that won't say anything about it. We got coaches offensively who won't do anything about it. I mean, enough's enough. Babysitting's over.
the Cowboys finished with the winning record in only one of Aikman's final 4 seasons.